Now you can search for new episodes by subject matter at londonreal.tv. Brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform we use at London Real. You know, it's funny because you said method acting, and I remember the Brits don't really have a tradition of method acting. It was really an American thing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Back in the day, it was like Stanislavski or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember there's a famous line where Laurence Olivier was acting with Dustin Hoffman in that movie Marathon Man, like shot in the 70s or something. And I think Dustin Hoffman had run around Central Park like all night long to get tired enough to be this, guy to act in a scene. And I think Laurence turned to him and he was like, "Dustin, you should try acting," know, and so they were completely against that whole idea of method. Is that something you've never been interested in?
I have been interested in it. I've dabbled in it as well. I didn't necessarily think that it kind of changed my performance, to be honest.
Okay.
I think sometimes it's like, and this is going to be a weird thing for me to say, but I think it's like art. It's like pieces of works of art, like paintings or whatever. Some of it, as I see, is completely shit. It's crap. But you make people think it's good. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Is this The Emperor Has No Clothes?
Yeah, it's that sort of thing. Like, I think if with Danny Day-Lewis, I think he could pull those performances out of the bag if he didn't spend all day in character and, stayed in a wheelchair when he was my left foot and whatever, through lunch and have people feed you and that. I think he still could have done it without it. I think he's that good. I think, but I think he's always done it. So that's his method. Okay. Do you know what I mean? That's it. That's his thing. So why change something if it's not broken? Right. As far as I'm concerned, my first film I did that kind of pushed me, into the limelight was Bullet Boy, and I'd just come out of prison before I shot that movie, and the story was about a boy who just come out of prison. Right. Right. And
you just spent 12 months or in prison?
No, I've been sentenced to 18 months and I did serve 7. Okay.
And the writer had written it for you when you were in prison?
He'd written it for me while I was in prison.
But you thought your whole career and life were over, basically?
I thought it was done, yeah.
Well, I guess like any 19, 20-year-old would think.
Yeah, I was thinking I thought it was over.
I was looking at the dates. When 21 Seconds hit the charts, were you actually in jail at the time?
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
I was out. I think you might have the wrong dates for my incarceration. I got arrested in 2001. So I think I got arrested maybe 6 months after 21 Seconds was released or something like that. Okay. And I was on bail for 9 months before I actually went down. Okay. So I went down in 2002. I came out in 2003 and shot Bullet Boy, I think. I came out late 2002, early 2003, I think I shot Bullet Boy, and it came out in 2004. Okay.
And in Bullet Boy, there's a scene where you're walking out of the prison.
Out of prison, and it's exactly the same prison that I was in.
What's that like?
It's crazy. I mean, that's when, like what I was saying before, when certain method things come into play, but they were forced upon me, sort of thing. Like, the director saw... they did this thing, like they opened the holding cell and was like, go and have a look. And I was like, I remember being in there just before when I come out, being released and whatever. And they sort of slowly shut the door. So I'm locked in there now, but I'm reading graffiti on the walls and trying to find a place where I wrote my name before I left and whatever.
They did this before you shot the scene?
Yeah, and then the door was closed. And now they're all bringing in lighting equipment. Saul's gone, the director's having meetings with people and whatever. People are just walking back and forth, but no one's opening the door for me to come back out. So I ended up staying in there for a good, 45 minutes. I mean, I could have caused a fuss and kicked off or whatever, but I realised what was going on. Okay. I realised what was being...
on purpose?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I realised what was being pushed on me, and I thought, let me just try and embrace it. And although it did I thought a lot about being in there and my memories from it, which I suppose, in some way could have helped the scene or whatever, but I just feel I could have done it. Okay. I could have done it without sitting in there for 45 minutes. Jim Sheridan did the same thing to me, Get Rich or Die Tryin. He's a huge fan of that style of acting, and it was had me in a wheelchair for for months, man, out in Canada, at home, you know, obviously I could have, there was times I did walk, I didn't live my whole life in it, but it was like, take the wheelchair home. On set, he didn't want to see me out of the wheelchair,
right.
filming or not, telling me stories about Danny Day-Lewis and like, you know, basically what we all need to be living up to.
Okay, subtle hints there.
Yeah, subtle hints, man. I mean, it went deeper with Jim. He pretty much nearly sacked me to get me to do a scene, right? Like
really?
One day, yeah, we were doing a scene where I get shot in my back in a nightclub. And I'm on the floor and they all come back to me and they're like, you know, trying to pick me up, and I've got to say, all right, I'm all right, I'm all right, I'm all right, I'm all right, in a Jamaican sort of accent. And he's like, cut, you're not saying it right, you're not doing it right. So I'm like, well, all right, well, let's try again. And we did that 3 or 4, 5 times. Kept on saying, cut, no, actually, no, you're not doing it right.
And there's like 50 people on set.
Oh,
and
man, it's worse than that. There's extras.
Everybody's waiting.
Yeah, 50, everyone. So I'm like, oh my God, this is like my second day filming or something. Jeez. It's my first kind of big American movie or whatever. So I was like, fuck. And then he eventually came over and was like, get up off the ground. I'll show you how to do it. He got down on the ground himself and he's doing all this. And I'm starting to get frustrated now and whatever. So I've gone, Jim, like if I'm paralyzed from the waist down, there's no way you're moving that much. Like you're moving too much or whatever. I'm paralyzed or whatever. And he's like, no, I want you to do it like this or whatever. Did it again. He's like, no, cut. Do you know what? Everyone go to lunch. Ashley, you stay here. He's taken me over to the side of the room and gone, like, I know you're good. Like, I've seen a few things that you've done or whatever. But right now, everything you've shot is going to end up on the cutting room floor because it's just not working for me.
Right, and this is a crucial scene.
This is a crucial scene. And he's like, you have to, you know, basically what was happening is I was a bit daunted by the whole experience, I think. I was like a rabbit in the headlights. At any point, you know, you got Jimmy Iovine standing there talking to 50, and then they're talking about Eminem's coming in, and Lloyd Banks this, and this person and that. And I'm just like, I'm a kid from Peckham. Like,
and it's your second day on the set.
It's my second day on the shoot, and it's just amazing to me. So I think I was in awe too much.
Okay. Was he right in retrospect, the director?
He was right in retrospect, but I think he did something. He basically said he's going to send me home if this is not working out.
Okay.
And sent me to lunch. Okay. So I had an hour's lunch to ponder what this guy had just said to me, right?
Did you talked about your temper. Did you get angry at all or not?
I got angry. I got angry with him. This is why I got so heated, because after the 7th time he's saying cut, and I'm thinking, I'm saying all right. I don't understand what you want me to do. You know, that sort of frustration, like, come on, you're just being picky now, like. But obviously there's something he weren't seeing, and he's down for this whole method thing, and had noticed that probably that I'm not really, you know, giving it all that. I'm a bit loose with it and slack and whatever. And so he sent me back to my trailer. We came back after lunch, and in that hour's time I ate lunch. I think I got angry, I cried, I called my mum, I got insecure. I went through all these different emotions.
Like the 5 stages.
Yeah,
right?
like what's going to happen
Denial,
to me?
Right?
All that crap I was going through. Didn't speak to anyone over lunch, and came back. And it was the first thing we did. He was like, do it again now, whatever. I got down, I did it, and I did it.
And you did it.
Yeah.
And it was what he wanted. And was it different than what you were doing, you think?
I didn't think so.
Okay. We take real pride in our websites and who we work with on the show, and those are the guys at Squarespace. They've been running our website londonreal.tv and our siliconreal.com for over a year now, and they are an all-in-one platform to make it fast and easy to build your own professional website or portfolio. These guys have the tech down. It's drag and drop. It is easy. I used to run a WordPress site, and I used to have to FTP audio files and all this nonsense. And now when you see these blogs that I write every week where I talk to you about my personal impressions of the guests, I literally just bust those out, drop the picture in, boom, and it's done.